This video is to be used for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace individual research or licensed investment advice. Unique experiences and past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading stocks, options, and spot currencies involves substantial risk, and there's always the potential for loss. Your trading results may vary. No representations are being made that any software or training will guarantee profits or not result in losses from trading. This is the Premier Trade Market Wrap with Ivan Caesar.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Premier Trade Market Wrap for Thursday, July 12th, 2007. Stocks surged to its best showing for the year. The Dow Jones gained 286 points, its strongest one-day gain since 2003, while the Nasdaq closed at a fresh 6-year high. Dow closed at 13,861, a new record. The S&P 500 gained 29 points, closing at 2701, also a new record. And the Nasdaq gained about 50 points, finishing the session at 2701. Technology is leading the rally, and Intel was today's market leader as it rose 5% on an upgrade by Bank of America. The Commerce Department reported the U.S. trade deficit for May rose to $60.04 billion, up by 2.3% from the April level. Most of the increase reflected a big jump in energy imports, which climbed to the highest level in 9 months. The deficit with China rose to $20.02 billion, the biggest imbalance in 4 months. So far this year, the deficit with China is running 12.2% ahead of the pace set last year, when the overall deficit soared to an all-time high of $233 billion. First-time claims for state unemployment benefits fell last week to the lowest level since the middle of May. For the week ending July 7th, initial claims dropped by 12,000 to stand at 308,000. It was the lowest level of initial claims since May 12th. The 4-week moving average of new claims, meanwhile, fell by 1,500, sinking to 317,750. The 4-week average is sometimes considered a better indicator. The National Association of Realtors is reporting that prices of existing and new homes are expected to bounce back next year after a dreary 2007. The NAR also said it expects existing home sales to rise nearly 6.4 million in 2008, up from 2007 estimate of more than 6.1 million. Nearly 6.5 million existing homes were sold in 2006. More than 1.4 million housing starts, including multifamily units, are forecast this year and in 2008. But that is down from 1.8 million last year. The nation's consumers shopped cautiously last month, extending the despair of retailers who have struggled with a spending slowdown since February. As merchants reported their June sales numbers, lackluster results cut across many segments of the industry, including Macy's, Ann Taylor, and trendy apparel chain Bebe. One notable exception, though, was Walmart stores, whose renewed emphasis on low prices helped drive sales gains above analyst expectations. Walmart reported same-store sales in June rose to 2.4%, excluding fuel sales, soaring past the average analyst estimate of 0.8% increase. In other news, mining giant Rio Tinto has offered to buy Canadian aluminum company Alcan for $38.1 billion in cash. The company said Thursday in a friendly takeover that counters a hostile bid by Alcoa. The bid exceeds a $28 billion offer from cash and stock from Alcoa that Alcan's board rejected in May and would create the world's largest aluminum company. In earnings news, Marriott International reported that its Second quarter earnings rose 11% on strong demand for rooms that led to higher rates and gains in fees paid by franchisees. The company reported net income of $207 million or 51 cents per share for the 3 months ending June 15th, up from the $186 million or 43 cents per share a year earlier. Motorola expects to report a second quarter loss and lower than expected revenue, citing poor mobile phone sales in Europe and Asia. For the second quarter, Motorola now expects to lose 2 cents to 4 cents a share, and the company cut its sales forecast to a range of $8.6 to $8.7 billion from its prior $9.4 billion targets. Analysts had forecasted Motorola would turn in earnings of 2 cents a share or $9.25 billion in revenue. The other phone maker, Sony Ericsson, the world's fourth largest mobile phone maker, saw growing profits and market share in the second quarter, but said the average selling price of its handsets continued to fall. The joint venture between Sweden's LM Ericsson and Japan's Sony Corp said net profit rose 54% to 220 million euros from 143 million euros in the same period last year. Scheduled economic reports for Friday include the import-export prices for June, retail sales for June, business inventories for May, and consumer sentiment for July. Scheduled earnings reports for Friday include General Electric, ORC Software, and Shaw Communications. This has been the Premier Trade Market Wrap for Thursday, July 12, 2007.